Hey everyone, Sam here from Silly Stories for Kids. Guess what? Here's another story made up on the spot just for you. We hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's go. One day, 3 little kids named Tom, Hamish and Rosie were all at their house. Now, they were very excited because they just recently got some chickens, and these chickens were getting very close to laying eggs. I wonder if it'll be today, said Tom. Oh, I don't know, said Hamish. Maybe not, he said. I hope so, said Rosie. I want to see those eggs. I'm really excited. Well, let's go check, said Tom. So the 3 kids raced outside. They ran over towards the chicken coop, and when they got there, oh, no chicken eggs, they said. But what is that? Said Hamish, looking in the corner of the chicken coop. There, in the corner, was a gigantic egg. That's like bigger than a basketball, said Hamish. How did a chicken lay that? I don't think it's from one of the chickens, said Rosie. Well, what's it from then, said Tom. I don't know, said Hamish. They were all very confused and they were looking very carefully at the egg. We should probably bring it inside, they said. Definitely. So the 3 kids worked together because this was quite a heavy egg. They slowly carried it out of the chicken coop, being very careful not to drop it. And they brought it inside and they popped it in a beanbag so that it'd be comfortable. Where do you think this egg's from, said Hamish. Who knows? I've never seen an egg this big, said Tom. Yeah, said Rosie. It's ginormous. The beanbag was quite comfy and quite warm. Do you think we should give the egg a name? Maybe. As they were talking, all of a sudden something very strange started to happen. The egg started to crack. Tom, said Hamish. Yeah, are you seeing that? The egg is cracking, said Rosie. The kids raced over to see what was happening, and the cracks got bigger and bigger and bigger until the whole top of the egg cracked off. As the kids were watching, all of a sudden, a little head popped up the top of the egg. Oh, that's a dinosaur, said Hamish. It can't be a dinosaur, said Tom. There's no dinosaurs around anymore. It definitely looks like a dinosaur, said Rosie. The little tiny dinosaur looked at the kids. Then, smashed the rest of the egg completely open. Wow, said the kids, as bits of eggshell went flying around the room. And sure enough, there in front of them was a tiny little dinosaur. What kind of dinosaur do you think it is, said Hamish. I don't know. As they were watching, the dinosaur looked around and then, "Roar," it said. Uh-oh. Did it just make a noise? "Roar. Hello," it said. Did it just talk? It was very tight in that little eggshell, said the dinosaur. Yes, I'm sure it was, said Rosie, but where did you come from and why are you talking? I came from that egg and I am talking because I am moving my mouth. What? Said Tom. That's not what we were asking. Well, I know one thing, said the dinosaur. What do you know? I'm hungry. All of a sudden, the dinosaur started running around their lounge room. First, it raced straight towards the couch and rush! The dinosaur just took a bite out of our couch, said Tom. We're going to be in so much trouble, said Hamish. Quick, grab him, said Rosie. The kids started trying to run after the dinosaur, but as they did, this dinosaur was very, very quick. It said as it started running around. It raced out of the lounge room and in towards the kitchen. Quick, Tom, cut him off, said Rosie. Tom tried to run in front of the dinosaur to stop it from getting inside the kitchen, but it jumped straight over the top of him. Whoa, said Tom. What's it doing? It burst into the kitchen and smashed into the pantry. Yum, 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 it said, as it started eating everything it could see. It was eating glass bottles and packages and all kinds of things. Tasty. Oh dear, said the kids. I hope he gets full quickly. Well, this is his first meal. He could feed for a while, said Hamish. Uh-oh. The dinosaur finished everything inside the pantry. All right, maybe if we shut the door, we'll lock him in there. The kids quickly tried to slam the door shut, and they held it closed. Well, at least he's trapped in there. What should we do? They were trying to think of what to do when all of a sudden they heard a noise. Uh-oh. Did he just... They opened the door to look, and inside they could see a hole in the roof of the pantry. I think he's in the roof, they yelled. As they started trying to work out where he was, they heard a noise in another one of the rooms. I think he just fell through the roof, said Hamish. The kids raced towards the room where they'd heard him. That's my room, said Rosie. And inside her room was a dinosaur, and he was starting to eat all her dolls. No, not my dolls, said Rosie. Oh, said the dinosaur as it continued to munch. It had one of the dolls sticking out between its mouth. This one's tasty, it said. No, please give that back, said Rosie. Okay, said the dinosaur as he spat it out on the ground. Thank goodness. Now, Mr. Dinosaur, you got to stop eating everything. We're going to get in lots of trouble. But I'm so hungry, he said. Well, we'll try and find you some real food. Just stop eating everything. Oh, okay, he said. But where will we find some real food? The kids had to think, what do dinosaurs eat? I think they like meat, said Tom. I eat anything. Well, I think we should get you some meat, said Hamish. Okay, where do we get meat from? Let's go to the butcher, said Rosie. Good idea. So the kids decided that to try and keep the dinosaur under control, they would use their dog's collar and leash to help him know where to go. So they clipped the collar around his throat. This is uncomfortable. Well, it's okay. It's just so that you can walk with us rather than running away from us. And then they clipped the lead onto the dinosaur's collar. I think we should give him a different name. Do you have a name, Mr. Dinosaur? I don't think so. Can you think of a good one? Maybe we'll call you Dennis? Oh, I like Dennis. It's settled then, said Hamish. Your name will be Dennis the Dinosaur. The kids looked very funny as they were walking out the front door with the dinosaur on a dog leash. They started walking down the street towards where the butchers were. As they were walking down the street, lots of people were looking at them, very confused. They'd never seen a dinosaur before, let alone 3 kids walking a dinosaur. They didn't know what to think. As the kids turned the corner, they didn't think about what might happen. When Dennis the dinosaur saw all the different shops, he couldn't control his hunger. So much food, so many things to eat, I can't help it, he said as he started to run. Hold on, yelled Tom. The 3 kids held on to the lead as tightly as they could, but Dennis was far too strong. As he started to run, the kids started to fly through the air behind him, holding on to the lead. Wah! They yelled, yelled Dennis, running into the first shop. The first shop that he raced into was actually the bakery. There was bread and cakes and things everywhere. He started munching. The lady at the front counter was very confused, but she thought she better start counting what he was eating. She started punching it into the cash register. 2 vanilla slices, 1 custard tart, 5 jam donuts. Was that an apple cake? I think so, yelled Tom. 1 apple cake, make it 5, said Rosie. 5 apple cakes, 3 Vienna loaves, 1 white block loaf. Was that poppy seeds or sesame seeds? I think it was sesame, yelled out Hamish. Said the dinosaur. As the dinosaur kept eating, the lady kept punching in all the different numbers until he decided he'd had enough at the bakery. That'll be $3,527, said the lady. We'll be back to pay later, said the kids. Wow! As Dennis pulled them back out the shop, he started running back down the street. He raced into the fruit shop, and as he looked around, he saw nothing but fruit and vegetables everywhere. Not hungry, he said. Then he ducked back out the door and raced into the butcher's next door. There, he stopped and looked around. Oh! His eyes were so big they were almost popping out of his head. The butcher looked at him. Uh-oh, said the butcher. You're right, said Tom. It's a big uh-oh. A massive uh-oh, said Hamish. Let's let go of the lead this time. As the kids let go, Dennis started to go wild. He started eating everything. He started in one corner and just kept munching and munching and munching. The butcher was so amazed. He was watching him eat and eat and eat. How's he doing that? Said the butcher. I don't know, said Tom, but he's just been born and he's really hungry. Well, we better look after the bloke. What? Said Rosie. Well, he's a dinosaur. He can't help it. And he's just a little baby. Hang on, I'll go get some more. The butcher was actually quite excited that the dinosaur was eating all the meat. He started going to get more from out the back, and he kept feeding Dennis more and more and more, and Dennis slowly started to slow down, until... Thank you, said Dennis. I think I'm full. Well, that's good, said the butcher. I'm so glad. How you feeling, buddy boy? Are you okay with him eating all your food, said Hamish.
Yeah, always wanted to see a real-life dinosaur, and we'd hate for him to still feel hungry and a little bit sad. I'd love having a butcher shop because it means that I can look after people and help them eat good food and help them feel great.
Oh, okay, said the kids. Well, thank you. How much money do we owe you?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's completely fine.
Dennis was so excited, he decided that he wanted to say thank you.
What's the best way to say thank you?
I don't know. Well, business has been a little bit slow lately. It'd be nice if I could get some more customers.
I've got an idea, said Hamish. How about we start telling people to come down to the famous butcher shop where the meat is so tasty it can even fill up a dinosaur?
Oh, that's a great idea!
And maybe we can earn some money to pay back the bakery lady for all the stuff we ate in there as well?
Definitely,
said the butcher. So the kids and Dennis went back out the front and they started running around all over town telling people about the amazing butcher shop with the world famous dinosaur. People came from everywhere and Dennis stood out the front looking very proud. All the people came and paid lots of money to buy special meat from the butcher shop where Dennis the dinosaur had eaten. The butcher was so happy, he'd never sold so much in his whole life. People came from all over, even special news crews. They wanted to talk to Dennis the dinosaur. Hi, Dennis Dinosaur. How are you today?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
What's it been like being born today?
Well, I had a very yummy meal at the bakery just down there, and then I had lots of yummy food at this butcher shop right here.
People were so excited, and the bakery lady was so happy to get mentioned on the news that she completely forgave him for all the mess that he'd made. Dennis was very, very happy. He went over to the butcher and told him how grateful he was. Then he went over to the bakery and cleaned up some of his mess and apologised to the lady for eating so much food.
I'm sorry, I was just so hungry.
That's okay, said the lady. Don't worry about it. All right, said Tom, we better get out of here. Our mum and dad will be wondering where we are. Oh, okay, quick, let's go, Dennis.
Okay,
he said. So the kids put Dennis back on his leash and started walking back towards their house. As they were walking back towards the door, they could see their mum and the look on her face. The house was completely trashed. And then she spotted the kids. Kids, are you walking a dinosaur? Did he make all this mess? What happened? She said. Well, said Hamish, I don't think you'd believe us, even if we told you. And that is the end of the story.
This story's been brought to you by Dino Leashes, the only kind of leash that feels very comfortable for a brand new baby dinosaur. We hope that you've been enjoying silly stories for kids. Make sure to leave a review wherever you find your podcast and share it with all of your friends. And if you want to support the podcast and help us make more stories, head over to the website to find out how. This has been me, Dennis Dinosaur.
And me, Sam. We'll see you soon.